What's going on? What is this place? Where am I at? What was that?
The Haunting of Flavel House is set in Astoria, Oregon. The home itself is a real home that belonged to Harry Flavel. This iconic home was first constructed for Captain George Conrad Flavel. At one point, the Flavel family was one of the most prominent families in Astoria due to their charity work and contributions to the community. Things took a turn for the worst after Captain's son, Harry Flavel, and his family inherited the house from his father. In 1947, when Harry was 20 years old, neighbors reported hearing screams coming from the Flavel house. Fearing the possibility of danger, the neighbor burst into the house where he found Harry's mother Florence screaming from inside a locked room. Harry, armed with a hatchet, attacked the neighbor and cut his arm. This event earned him the nickname Hatchet Harry. Thanks to the Clatsop County Historical Society, I was granted usage to use the last name Flavel in this video game. I definitely changed the first names of all of the characters. The story itself is fiction, but the house, well, it's very real and can speak for itself.
This is Amy Conley.
And David Castillo.
And we're investigating the residence of Captain Flavel in Astoria, Oregon. The date today is... What was that? Hello? Is anyone here with us?
Hello everyone, my name is Tristan David Luciotti, and I want to go ahead and thank you for having interest in supporting the video game The Haunting of Flavel House. My past history has been in filmmaking. I'm an award-winning screenwriter and also been a director, an actor, producer, etc. As much as I'm passionate about filmmaking, I realized the importance of video games and just how psychologically and emotionally you can really get immersed. This occurred to me after playing the game Life is Strange by DONTNOD Entertainment. When I played that game, I felt feelings, emotions deeper than in film. I got really attached to the characters because I wasn't just watching them. I was able to play them and make decisions for them, and I had never experienced that before. So for me, I decided from there on out, I want to get into making video games. I want a film-like experience, and I want to make games similar on that style to where when people play them, they feel something. It's not just, it's not just playing a video game, it's a whole experience and something that could even be life-changing. For me, I have to start somewhere. So the first thing I did was I launched a mobile game called Skylar Rides Sedona, and this is something just extremely basic. It wasn't even the same developer and designer that I have for The Haunting of Flavel House. Just something I wanted to test the market with, to go ahead and have more of an understanding of the industry since the industry itself was new to me. So I learned a lot from launching that mobile game. It really gave me a lot of insight. So with The Haunting of Flavel House, this is something that I first thought about last June. I wrote the script for it. The first thing I had to do was hire a really talented team. And so I went ahead and I saw portfolios and had people sending me different things, and I finally found the perfect team. And I was very excited. So we went ahead and started out last June. I was so impressed when I first saw what was being done with level 1. It was beyond my expectations and exactly the story I was wanting to tell. And the other thing I wanted to work with was voiceover actors. So for me, I have a past doing voiceovers, and I also am a director. And so I found very talented voice actors to go ahead and play the characters in this game. I actually play the voice of David Castillo. He's the lead in the game. And I realized that character had the most lines. And so it was very easy for me to use my home recording studio. I then had Suzanne Owens-Duvall. She was the next person I recorded voices for. She came to the home and did the voices, and she's a super talented actress.
I'm Suzanne Owens-Duvall, and I'm playing Grandma Rose.
We also landed Amy Smith. Amy Smith plays Zoe, our 911 operator. And while her part is more of a cameo, Amy is a celebrity of sorts when it comes to voiceover. She has voiced so many different characters in video games and videos and animation, you name it. I mean, really, she's been a part of it. So I was just so honored to work with her, and she is amazing.
Hi, my name is Amy Smith, and I'm a full-time voice actor primarily working in video games. And I'm the voice of Zoe, the 911 operator in the upcoming game, The Haunting of Flavel House.
I then found some other voice actors, some of which I have worked with in the past, and yeah, they're all fabulous. Trust me.
Hi there, everybody. My name is Kristen Gray, and I will be voicing the character of Elizabeth Flavel for the new exciting upcoming game, The Haunting of Flavel House. Growing up a native Oregonian, we took many trips visiting the Astoria area and the more famous George Flavel house in town. We never really heard much about the other Flavel house in town, the more mysterious Flavel house.
Hi, I'm Norman Gray, and I need a haircut pretty badly. But other than that, I am playing the radio announcer.
Hi there, my name is Leslie Inman, and for The Haunting of Flavel House, I will be voicing the role of Carol Ann. The Flavel House in Astoria has always, for me, held a mystery, and its history is really rich. The architecture is gorgeous. Terrified to go in it, as I'm sure most are, because you can feel the energy of the building, of the area, before you even step foot.
Hi, I'm Seth Michael. I play the voice of Uncle Jack.
Hi, I'm Amy Castellano, and I'm the voice of Amy Conley.
The Haunting of Flavel House is not my end goal when it comes to video games. This is my first game that is going to go past mobile and actually get on Steam, and you can play it on PC and Mac. So I'm pretty excited about that. I feel like this is a way for me to get recognition inside the video game industry, so then the next project after this one can be bigger. I'm really planning for this to get some notoriety. I would really love the ability to go to different gaming conferences and allow people just to test the game out, play it, and just get a nice following for it. One of the films that I made was called All Around Us, which is a documentary in which I followed a psychic medium, Seth Michael, for about over 3 years in making that film. I learned a lot. I got to go on a lot of paranormal investigations. So I learned about the equipment. I learned about different spirits. And so I thought it would be pretty interesting to be able to add that concept to this game. I have it to where David and his partner Amy, they are paranormal investigators in Astoria, Oregon. And they go into this house that is truly, I probably is haunted in real life. I think I've heard stories, but there's a lot of mystery that surrounds the Flavel house. So the story surrounds David Castillo. He first awakens inside the Flavel house, and he does not know where he is. He can't remember who he is, and so there is a state of amnesia present. As he walks through the basement of level 1, he has to find a lot of different clues in order to even move to the next level. So it is a puzzle of sorts. I really like strategy games, and so for this one I wanted to add that aspect. But level 1 to me is primarily a way for you to learn the controls, understand the game. My only tip to you would be just know the battery life on a flashlight doesn't last forever. David is able to remember who he is and where he is and why he's there in level 1. There is a tragedy that he discovers. The story itself that I wrote is fiction, so this is a made-up story. While I'm using the last name of the Flavel family, I have changed the first names. I did use some similar names to the Flavel family, but really the last name is what I kept intact, just to be able to uphold the name that surrounds that house. So while the game is set in present day, the spirits that live there are trapped within the year 1923. So just a little fun fact, my grandmother Stella was born in 1923, so that's my little gesture to her. I like to always tie in little personal things when I write. You get to meet a lot of different family members that are spirits as you go from level to level of this home, and things get more difficult. You really are having to use some strategy, and you also get to use paranormal equipment. I think one of my favorite things that we are introducing is actually an EVP recorder. Pretty amazing actually, because I in real life have heard these voices on playback. So yeah, it's a real thing, just so you know, if you weren't already spooked enough. I think every single level is pretty fascinating as you go through the house. Level 2, it is staged in a library. Level 3 is actually in Henry Flavel's bedroom. And then the level 4 is going to be in the kitchen and pantry area. And then level 5 is the living area, but it's a very large living area. And a lot happens in level 5. That's going to be really fun when you get to that point. So basically, it's your job to make sure that David escapes. You are playing as David, so this is a first person. And while some people are used to being a first person shooter game, You're not a first-person shooter, but this game kind of reminds me, if you've ever played Resident Evil Biohazard, for instance, that character in the game, you're able to just barely see the hands coming out and everything, touch things, grab things, whatever, and that's how this game is as well. You only see David as he looks into a mirror and sees his reflection in level 1. You get to see him there, and then it's the very end of the game, after you beat the game, and you kind of have like the end credits going there, you get to see David a second time, and that's all. So it's going to really feel like you are the one playing this game. And I also want to make sure that the environment was as realistic as possible. So the game is being built in Unity, and it looks really incredible. So for me, I'm just really excited about the supporters. The money is going to completely go to 100% the development and design of the rest of these levels. We have completed level 1, but we still have 4 more levels to get through. And so we want to get there. Obviously with the quarantine, I wanted to pause. Originally, this Kickstarter was supposed to launch in March. And of course, with the virus hitting, I didn't feel it was right to put something out there and ask for donations. So I have waited several months, and now I feel like it's a point where I realize the importance of this game. I realize the importance of entertainment, as many of us, have been quarantined in our homes. Video games has been something where people have been able to escape. And so this game is going to give you an ability to do that. So the $3,000 will go to the production of this team, just to finish it all off. Anything above 3,000 is going to do wonders, and that is just the truth. With that money, I would be able to have the ability to actually market the game. I would love to have that ability to go ahead and pay influencers on Twitch and YouTube and have it where they can play the game and give their honest feedback, but just get that out there. Also to try to get some editorials written in some gaming magazines, and also just being able to do promo ads on different platforms, on mobile and also for PC, just to get the game out there. One thing that would also be great is I have not yet cast the voice of Captain Flavel, and I would like to find somebody that is more known to be able to do that. So, we got Amy Smith in there for her cameo, and I would love to grab another voice actor that has done some great things in the gaming industry and bring them on to do the lines of Captain Flavel. So that would be really great. One of the biggest things I would really love to do is I want to be able to present this game at gaming conferences. I would love to be able to get a booth at the indie portion of PAX West for 2021. I don't know, of course, if it's going to be open. Fingers crossed that we will get through this and we can once again be in public places all together. And also just local Comic-Cons, going to local gaming conventions and having a booth there, that would be absolutely wonderful. The one place I'll definitely have a booth for this once the game launches is at the Oregon Ghost Conference in Seaside, Oregon, and also the Port Gamble Ghost Conference up in Port Gamble, Washington. They've been extremely supportive, and I can't thank them enough. I also want to go ahead and give a shout out to the whole paranormal community. I know many of you out there, and I made a game that I really truly believe in my heart will represent you properly. I already had some paranormal investigators test out level 1, and they loved it a whole lot. So I've appreciated your feedback tremendously. As for the rewards, I wanted to make sure I had rewards that were just really, really great. It's important for me that when you take your time and energy and your money and want to support my project, I want to give you something great in return. So I think I have pretty awesome rewards, I have to say. You have everything from paranormal packages, and if you're more of a gamer, I've got the gaming packages. I thought it would be really cool to be able to add some paranormal equipment that you can even start using yourself. Once our goal is reached, no matter what, this game will be finalized. Your support means everything. I can't tell you enough. I'm very grateful, and to me, it's my job to take what you've given and to make something incredible. And I want you to be a part of it. To me, you're not just a name, you're not just a face, it's not just a dollar bill. To me, when you support anything I do, when you support me, you become part of the family. So you'll be part of the Haunting of Flavel House family, part of the team. Welcome aboard.
Time to enter the elevator. Hello, David? Oh, like that's not creepy or anything. This wins the award for Worst Day Ever.